My friends over at the Novritsch team were nice enough to send me the newest SSP5 Hi Capa from their current pistol series. So let's go ahead, we'll take it out, test it, and rate it 1 through 10. Let's talk a little bit about Novritsch. Love him or hate him, he's a well-known figure in the world of airsoft. Now, you've seen his gameplay skills, his innovative gear, and his passion for the sport. Novritsch has definitely changed the airsoft community and inspired a new generation of enthusiasts. Whether you like it or not, bro's just been out there. Now, the new Capa I have has definitely been elevated from SSP2. Newly developed SSP5 with cutting-edge equipment and accessories that will definitely heighten your gameplay to the fullest extent. Now, I'm gonna make this my most genuine review of this brand, and I know people are kind of skeptical. Obviously, there's not a lot of people in the United States that will use this brand as something, as their go-to. But I mean, if I wasn't genuine enough, you'd probably see me on HK Army or Monk Customs as a sponsor.
What?
Kidding, I'm kidding. But let's take a deep dive and see what this cap is all about.
That shit, 3 rounds, hella quick.
Now, I've never bought anything from Novritsch before, but it already makes me feel like I'm buying something bougie. With the logo in your face, it feels like it's already making a statement. The packaging itself is fairly simple as it's already presenting the owner's manual, a mag, some tools, and of course the Hi Capa itself. And to be honest, I couldn't ask for anything more. So, before I continue this review, I did want to mention there are a ton of reviews out there that are going to be doing a way better job than I could, and have already been out within a year. And more or less, this review is going to be based on simplicity and practicality. With that being said, let's get back right to it. Now, taking this thing straight out of the box, you notice that the grip has a lot of grooves alongside it. It's not much of a stipple grip, but it's something that gives you a little bit better handling. A few of my favorite things are the grip itself, especially when I'm cutting around those corners and being a little bit more accurate and not fumbling my hands everywhere when I see someone in front of me out of nowhere. What's also notable about this pistol is the integrated rail, which not a lot of pistols do have nowadays, unless you get a 4.3 version or a little bit more expensive one. There are a ton of qualities that you really don't see with a bunch of Hi Capas on the current market today, especially with TM Hi Capas. Now, with that being said, of course you're going to get the split side for a higher cycle rate, fixed outer barrel for improved feeding, hop-up adjustable at the very top. Nearly everything is already TM spec ready. The differences are just pretty much out of this world. According to the Novritsch team, you really don't need any further upgrades. I mean, you probably could here and there, but it's not really needed out of the box. And of course, it does come with accessories. And as you've seen, I pimped the f*** out of mine. In my hands, I currently have the 4.3, but if that's not to your liking, there's also the 5.1 and the 6-inch slide versions available on the market as of now, all at the same price. For $289, a lot of people are going to consider that this is a really steep price, and I thought so myself, but being overpriced is fairly subjective, especially in the world of airsoft. People go and spend money on a ton of ridiculous shit regardless, and just kind of overseeing the entire Hi Capa itself, coming out of the box stock, that's way more value than what you get for a regular TM Hi Capa. As I step out to the field, you're probably thinking, what mags are compatible with this pistol? So I went ahead and grabbed a few of the most popular mags used today. For this test, the mag should not only fit well enough, but it should also cycle the BBs efficiently.
Nope.
Now keep in mind, these are some of the mags that you can definitely run with this pistol, but after my first session, I've come to find that the Novritsch mags are actually a little bit more gas efficient than the rest of the mags I currently have. The Novritsch mags actually took me 2 to 3 fills with BBs before I actually had to refill it all with gas. Honestly, it's pretty decent for what it is. So you guys know, my content is typically filled with Hi Capa videos every now and then. And going to my home field at CQB City, where it's fairly close quarters the majority of the time, using the SSP5 in this type of environment actually kept up with my playstyle. And honestly, I'm impressed with the cycle rate and the gas efficiency.
He's out. He's good.
And shooting people at a few hundred yards away wasn't an issue either. For what it's worth, it did its job, especially for those close quarter battles. I went ahead and I brought it to the speed field, where again, it still kept up with me. No issues whatsoever, and I had a really great time overall.
Woo! Hey, check out the D1.
Alright boys, I know not a lot of people like Novritsch as much because it's not something that we all are used to having out here in the United States. It's a little bit different, but if you just give it a chance, you might come to like it. Honestly, it's been pretty decent for what it is. Majority of the parts can be TM spec, at least based off their website. Now, of course, with the exception of some of the proprietary parts, but that comes with the standard split slide, especially with the stability at the front. I mean, I would definitely recommend this to any Hi Capa enthusiast that's out there that, might be willing to do something different. And if you're a noob and barely getting into airsoft, this might be something that you could take into consideration just straight out of the box. Now, this is something you really don't see with a lot of Hi Capas nowadays. And this is definitely my go-to Hi Capa straight out of the box for 2023. It was dead heat with the current Jagarms TTI Pit Viper that I've been using all year. That thing straight out of the box already comes with an aluminum slide, integrated rail, a threaded compensator, and a bunch of other qualities that you don't see with your standard Hi Capa. $289 is kind of a steep price, but for what it is, you really get a lot out of it than your standard Hi Capa, especially from Tokyo Marui. All the active market parts you'd have to pay out of pocket at least close to $100 or more if you want to catch it to something like this. It's unfortunate that there are a ton of Japanese regulations that sets back Tokyo Marui quite a bit when it comes to its potential for the entire pistol itself. For all of this, you get a lot of room for accessories. Some of the parts are TM spec. It does fit with some of the mags, and it's pretty standard for what it is. It does come in a wide variety of colors and sizes. You don't see that with too many brands out there, and it seems like the Novritsch team is listening to a lot of their consumers, which is more than what I could say for certain European brands. And for that, I'm gonna rate it a 9 out of 10. Again, big thanks to the Novritsch team for sending this out to me to test out. It's been nothing but fun. Definitely worth the buy if you're considering it. Now, with that being said, I'll see you guys on the next video.